Carlos Alcaraz, I'm happy to have kept my composure in uncomfortable situations. Carlos Alcaraz was crowned champion of the Rotterdam 500 tournament this Sunday, defeating Alex de Minaur in the final with a score of 6-4, 3-6, 6-2. Minutes after his victory, he expressed his great happiness at returning to winning ways. Alcaraz had kind words for de Minaur. Alex is always very tough. He has a very uncomfortable game because he is extremely fast and has great skills. That's why he is where he is, and he deserves it. He is fighting for big tournaments, he said about the Australian. For that reason, he had prepared himself to suffer in the final. It was a very tough match, and it was very even. He had several moments where he could have been ahead. There were nerves and uncomfortable situations in the match, Alcaraz analyzed. But from those situations, he takes the most positive lesson. I'm very happy to have kept my composure, to have followed the things I needed to do, and to have taken advantage of my opportunities, he explained. He is also happy to have checked off an achievement missing from his record. I'm happy to have been able to handle everything to win my first indoor title here in Rotterdam, Alcaraz said. Spanish players had previously fought for the title in the Dutch tournament without success. Juan Carlos Ferrero lost to Lleyton Hewitt in 2004, and Rafa Nadal was defeated by Andy Murray in 2009. I'm very happy to be the first Spaniard to win here in Rotterdam and to have surpassed Juan Carlos, with whom I always have a friendly rivalry, said Alcaraz, who, indeed, has now won his 17th ATP title, one more than his coach. But I'm very happy to put my name among the winners of this tournament. Great legends of our sport have played here, and I'm super happy to have won it, he concluded. Alcaraz surpasses his master in titles and equals Alex Corretja. With his victory at the ATP 500 in Rotterdam, Carlos Alcaraz reaches 17 ATP titles, surpassing none other than his coach and former world number 1 Juan Carlos Ferrero, 16, at just 21 years old and equaling Alex Corretja. If injuries respect him, the Mercian has a strong chance to climb from 5th to 2nd place in the ranking of Spanish players in the Open era in the coming years. Carlos Alcaraz won his first ATP title in Umag in July 2021. In 2022, he won 5 titles, in 2023, he claimed 6, and in 2024, he won 4. Now, in 2025, he kicks off with the ATP 500 in Rotterdam, a tournament never before won by a Spaniard. It is also his first indoor title. Alcaraz now has 17 ATP titles in the Open era, making him the 5th most successful Spanish player in terms of titles, surpassing his master Juan Carlos Ferrero, 16, and tying with Alex Corretja. Carlos Alcaraz, his own worst enemy. Against de Minaur, he may have been his own worst enemy. After a first set where he broke his opponent's serve at will, he relaxed too much and started committing unforced errors, allowing the Australian to level the match. With everything to play for in the third set, the Spanish player reset himself in a tough situation, then shifted into high gear to break his opponent's serve twice, win the last 4 games, and claim the Rotterdam final. The first set made it clear that Carlos Alcaraz is an upgraded version of what Alex de Minaur can offer. The Spanish player matched the Australian's speed and power, responding to de Minaur's returns with his own forceful shots, allowing him to dominate from the third game onward. Alcaraz controlled the situation with ease, barely struggling in his service games. He lost just 1 point in the first 3. However, leading 4-3 with the set seemingly under control, one of his occasional lapses appeared, and he lost his serve to love. Fortunately for him, he reacted quickly, broke de Minaur's serve again, and closed out the first set. A moment of relaxation that almost cost Alcaraz dearly. That feeling of being able to do what he wanted, when he wanted, backfired at the start of the second set. Alcaraz started making unforced errors, and before he knew it, he had already lost his serve and was down 3-0. The Australian is an expert at taking advantage of opportunities when they arise. He sensed weakness and went for it. His pressure nearly paid off, as he had 2 break points to go up 4-0 with serve. Alcaraz saved them, and with that, saved the set. Despite this, de Minaur remained solid on his serve and was only in trouble once, at 4-2, when he had to defend a break point. Overcoming that moment, he went on to win the set, though he had to run more than he would have liked. With everything level, Alcaraz returned to his first set form, the player who returns everything and pressures every point. De Minaur saved an early break point in the second game and leveled the set at 2-2. He even had an advantage at 15-30 on Alcaraz's serve. That was the turning point. At that moment, the Spaniard paused, changed his rhythm, and took control of the match. De Minaur had no more chances to extend his score. Carlos Alcaraz became an unstoppable force. Carlos Alcaraz has proven to be one of the brightest stars in tennis today, but that hasn't spared him from criticism, such as the one recently made by former Italian player Paolo Lorenzi. In an interview with Super Tennis, Lorenzi questioned the identity and consistency of the Mercian's game, claiming that he has yet to develop a clear style that allows him to maintain a steady level against any opponent. According to Lorenzi, Alcaraz should define a clear identity on the court, a distinctive mark that ensures his superiority over players outside the top 20 while also allowing him to face elite rivals like Jannik Sinner with greater certainty. He still doesn't have that identity, the Italian argued, pointing out that at times, Alcaraz secures victories over lower-ranked players simply due to his natural talent rather than through a fully established game plan. These statements have sparked debate in the tennis world, as despite Lorenzi's observations, Alcaraz's achievements speak for themselves. At just 21 years old, he has already won 4 Grand Slam titles, including 2 Wimbledon titles, 1 Roland Garros, and 1 US Open, solidifying himself as one of the sport's great promises. Furthermore, his dynamic, aggressive, and versatile style has been praised by many tennis legends. Currently, Alcaraz continues his journey at the ATP 500 in Rotterdam, aiming to add another trophy to his collection. If he wins the title, he could edge closer to Jannik Sinner in the battle for the world #1 ranking. While criticisms like Lorenzi's may spark discussions, the reality is that Alcaraz continues his rise to the top of world tennis and seems determined to prove he has what it takes to dominate the circuit in the coming years. Despite being just 21 years old, Alcaraz has already established himself as one of the most consistent and dangerous players on tour. His ability to adapt to different surfaces, combined with his aggressive and high-intensity playing style, makes him a formidable opponent for any player. He has demonstrated his resilience and mental strength on numerous occasions, managing to turn around difficult matches and perform at his best in the most crucial moments. Beyond his technical and physical abilities, what truly sets Alcaraz apart is his hunger for success. He is not satisfied with what he has already achieved, he continues to work tirelessly to refine his game and push his limits even further. This relentless drive is what fuels his journey toward the top, making it clear that he has the potential to become a dominant force in men's tennis for many years to come. As the season progresses, Alcaraz will have more opportunities to challenge for major titles and solidify his place among the all-time greats. His rivalry with Sinner, as well as other young talents like Holger Rune, ensures that men's tennis will remain highly competitive and exciting in the coming years. If he can maintain his current trajectory, it is only a matter of time before Alcaraz reaches the very pinnacle of the sport, silencing his critics and proving that he is here to stay. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like because here, at Tennis Zone, we are dedicated to bringing you the best content for the best audience. We provide in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and comprehensive coverage of everything related to the world of tennis. Join our community and be part of the excitement of the tournaments with us. Additionally, at Tennis Zone, we strive to offer you updated, high-quality content about players, tournaments, strategies, and the most relevant events in the world of tennis.